We have half a cup of garbanzo beans. We're going to put them in our food processor. And then we're going to take a half a cup of our garbanzo liquid and put it in there. And then we want to put our lid on our food processor because we want to give this a chance to blend smooth. And then we're just going to go ahead and put it on low. You want to blend that up in the food processor until it's nice and slid off the food processor, and you want to clean your lid out real quick so you get everything. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the blades out just because it's easiest for me to work that way. Put them in the sink and dump this in the bowl.
You need to bring it this way. Okay. There we go.
All right. And to that, we are going to add 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts, 1 medium onion chopped fine, and Joey, will you read off the dry ingredients and the soy sauce amounts that we're adding now?
2 teaspoons of chicken style seasoning, 1 teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of soy sauce, a 1/2 teaspoon of sage, and 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast.
Thanks, Joey. So that's all that was in that bowl. And now we're going to also add 1 cup of dry uncooked quick oats. You can use the heavier rolled oats if you choose, but this makes a little bit nicer textured burger. It just depends on the texture you're looking for as to whether you would use the quick oats or the rolled oats. And you want to mix that well because your seasonings need to be mixed thoroughly throughout your burger mix.
Smells delicious already.
It does, doesn't it? And the secret to this holding together, because it's dairy-free and animal product-free, is the garbanzo beans and the oatmeal have, both of them have the ability to hold the burger together while it cooks. Okay, we're adding a little bit of olive oil to our saucepan. We had to wait about a half an hour for our burger mix to set up. And so now we're going to show you how to make perfect burgers. Take a canning lid and ring, and you press your burger mix down into this so that you get a perfectly shaped burger just like you would buy in the freezer section of the store. Only these are better for you. And then you just drop it in the pan and pull your lid off the top. And we're repeating again to make a second burger.
So it's a mason jar top. Is that what it
Yes, it's a largemouth mason jar lid.
is? That's a good idea. Wow, that's such a great hat. I think dreams look like burgers. That is amazing. Wow, they smell good already.
They have a wonderful smell to them. This recipe makes about 6 burgers. We made 2 already, and we've got enough here to make 2 more burgers, and the 2 that are in the pan now. So this recipe makes about 6 burgers. And just brown them on each side, and then you can put them in the oven on a cookie sheet to finish cooking them. And there's 2 that are done in the pan with a little corner off from tasting.
Yeah, taste testing. Gotta do that. So good. And these are ready to go into
Those would
the
be
oven?
ready to go into the oven. Actually, we were eating on them, so they're really done enough to eat them if they're heated all the way through.
Oh, okay.
The only reason you put them in the oven was to make sure they got heated all the way through.
Now, are these ready? You said you can freeze these.
Yes, you can put them in a container. What I do to freeze mine is I put them on a cookie sheet and stick them in the freezer on a cookie sheet. Once they're frozen solid, then you can drop them into your Ziploc bags, and they're not stuck to each other, and you can take them out one at a time as you want them.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's a great way to do your vegan food, because that way if you have company and somebody wants to try some of your vegan food, it's available to share. Just take more out of the freezer and continue to work.
So the cookie sheet allows them to freeze separately, so you can
So
take
they don't
them
stick
off
to each other, correct.
and then put them in the bags.
Then put them in your bags.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. I love the mason jar idea.
It makes it such a beautiful, it's such a nice shape on the burger that way. And I actually, when I did this years ago, I actually took a piece of plastic that we didn't use, like a sheet of plastic, and put my canning lid around it and cut a circle and cut it out. It comes off the plastic lid easier than it does the canning lid, but you can do it either way.
Oh, okay. That's such a great hack.
Just making up our last 2 burgers now. Comes off easier if your lid's a little wet. Just for an FYI on that.
They smell great. So, what did you say about the temperature now?
You want to have the internal part of your burger be 165 degrees. So if you just brown them in your frying pan, which is fine to do, then you want to, after you brown both sides, set them on a cookie sheet and just put them in the oven before you serve them, and make sure that you're baking them about a half an hour at 350 degrees, so you're getting that internal temperature that you want to have for food safety.
So these will go on a cookie sheet next then?
Yes, that's correct, and we'll put them in, we're just going to put these in a little toaster oven. We're not even going to heat up the big oven.
Oh, nice. Woohoo. So simple. It's nice to have these done.
It is, and then you take them in, like the container them are in right now, you could put that container in the freezer and freeze them.
Oh.
And that way they wouldn't be stuck together, and then you could take them out, you could put them in your Ziploc bag, and then you don't have to put them in the oven to bake them until you're ready to eat them. Just brown them before you freeze them, so they have that nice brown texture to flavor, and then you can put them in the freezer and freeze them, and then when you want to have your burgers, you take them out and you can put them on a cookie sheet in the oven for about 30-35 minutes, and they'll be done.
Well,
Don't do them too long in the oven. You don't want to dry them out.
right. But you definitely want to brown them first to get this texture. Is that right?
Right. You want that. If you want that brown flavor, that brown texture that you're used to with a hamburger, this is going to be important for you to be sure you do this.
Looks good. Looks so good.
And when we finish this recipe, the next one we're going to work on is hummus.
Yeah, sounds good. Too about freezing packaging.
Do want to say that you would want to thaw these out before you put them in the oven, because you don't want to over bake them. You're looking for a nice juicy burger, so you want to be sure that you're not over baking them in the oven. And so I would recommend that you go ahead and thaw them out in the refrigerator on a plate or something, the ones you want to cook. I'd thaw them out in the refrigerator on a plate, and then I'd put them in the oven. Or you could heat them again in the skillet until the middle got hot. You could do it either way.
Oh, okay. Wow.
You just want to make sure they're hot all the way through the middle so that you got that 165 temp
Yeah, but like
for
you
food
said,
safety.
not to dry them out though. Don't overcook them.
Yes.
So it is vegan, 100% vegan. This is amazing, and they taste so good. See, we had a little one right there. We all taste tested. Oh, that was good, Ma. That was good.
All right, this batch is done.
Cooking with Nana Debbie. Vegan.
I didn't know if the top would endure the amount of heat the bottom does, so there we go.
And what are these called?
These are called vegan mac burgers.
Yum. And now they can go into the oven
Yes.
for how long?
I would say 15 minutes when they're just out of the frying pan like that.
Okay.
I would just say 15 minutes and they'll be hot all the way through.
Awesome. Looking good. You should smell it. Go for it, Ma.
This is our poultry seasoning that we used in the burgers. And this is our poultry seasoning that I picked up at the Mennonite General Store down in Tennessee when I was shopping. Oh. And it's just poultry seasoning by it. Ed Schilling sells it. McCormick sells it. Just depends on what brand you want to buy.
It's all vegan.
And it's all vegan.
Oh.
Yep. And it has salt, ground coriander, ground rosemary, whole bay leaves, ground sage, and other spices.
It smells great. It really makes this recipe pop. That is good. Now that is a burger. A vegan burger, that is.